Hi there. 6 long months ago, back in March of 2020, when all the people of the world were led to believe that this latest version of the coronavirus was going to be as deadly as the Spanish flu of 1918, and back when most people were hiding in their homes to flatten the curve, the frontline healthcare workers put aside their personal fears for the safety of themselves and their families to care for those who were infected. And some of those brave frontline workers died. Tragically, back then, those brave frontline workers faced not only the threat of a pandemic, but also a supply shortage of masks, both the standard surgical masks and the more effective N95 masks. And there are people who need to be held accountable for that malfeasance. Whether that is government officials, anonymous bureaucrats, or hospital administrators, I do not know. But obviously, someone is to blame for that critical shortage, and they should be held accountable. Today, 6 months on, now that we can see that this supposed pandemic is on a par with a somewhat bad flu season, and the case fatality rate is rapidly approaching zero. Strangely, people everywhere are wearing masks, in shops, or walking down the street, or even driving in their cars by themselves. And you can buy cheap masks everywhere, at discount stores by the dozens, or designer masks online to match your outfit or to make a statement. It is actually a growth industry, and some people are making big bucks from it. Think about this. The average person wearing a mask does so in a way that health professionals know is not just ineffective, but probably counterproductive. And worse, like McDonald's packaging or cigarette butts, masks are now litter the streets and beaches around the world as people casually throw away their useless masks. So when a Facebook buddy, Mark Benet, issued a challenge to burn masks as a way to show the insanity of this charade of mask mandates, I accepted. So I went out for a walk, and I collected some of these discarded masks littering the streets of the small town I live in. And I am now going to burn them to demonstrate my belief that, first, they are an unnecessary imposition on healthy people. And second, the unthinking compliance with these mandates will lead to other unthinking compliance with ever more stringent restrictions on personal freedom and individual sovereignty. And third, people need to wake up to the fact that they have been lied to about this whole plandemic and to start asking themselves, what is really going on here? Who is behind this? And what are their motives? We are at a crucial point in time. And while millions of people all around the world are waking up and speaking out against government overreach, to use a gentle word, most people, sadly, are still unawake to what is actually happening. So I hope this little fire of mine will light a flame to inspire people to look deeper, to educate themselves and join me in not wearing the muzzle that does not protect my health but would denote my compliance with arbitrary, unnecessary, and restrictive measures imposed by people who either do not themselves know better or who have some agenda besides the protection of public health. So I offer my deep respect for those frontline workers who place themselves at risk to care for the sick and dying, back when we all thought that we had a real pandemic. And I also offer my deep, profound respect for the healthcare professionals who are speaking out against government mandates and unnecessary restrictions now that we know that the real danger is not corona, but the fear virus that has infected so many millions more than COVID-19 ever will. I love you all. Breathe deeply and live freely. And now, my fire.